Hello everyone, and welcome back to Chaosville here with your Master of Horror lying in bed one. So, today we're mostly going to be talking about all of the things to do with the progression of the Evil Dead franchise, just shy of the 2013 remake, because I haven't actually had a chance to see that. And while I do that, I'm going to be adding decor to the place here, mostly along the lines of storage, because I am overflowing with items now. Oh, and there goes Gar, leaving us just with Jamie. Oh yeah, I upgraded to an iron furnace, which necessitated that I make a forge hammer, which you need to make, plates. And hello? Hello? He's come out of ways if he's found me. Right, well, while he's looking around, I made the iron furnace, so we're now a little bit more efficient. I made the grindstone, which is basically a hand-powered macerator. So it's currently made a bunch of tin dust, and it's also made a bunch of iron and all sorts. I went on a fairly big mining spree. We'll try not to. Right, but let's see if we can make a table while I just discuss all the things about Evil Dead. Okay, so, the most original Evil Dead is technically speaking a short movie called Within the Woods, which was made by Sam Raimi to secure funding for the later actual Evil Dead. Need to get rid of that. There you are. Sort of, actually, that's a bit of a pain. There you are. Okay. And like that gets us to oak tables. I have a Chocopedia that I picked up from a zombie at some point. I'm not really sure what to do with it. But let us put some of our tools down. I think these can only hold one at a time. So yeah, the original was made as sort of something to show to executives to get funding for the actual later full release thing. And that eventual release was the original Evil Dead, and that was made for the grand total of $90,000. It was a very small budget movie. Indeed, it in fact was shot in black and white, which is, considering it was released in the early 1980s, is almost unheard of. Then we get to the fun section of the original black and white Evil Dead, made in 1981, featured 5 characters, all of them college students, who go on like a little vacation, and they find the instantly recognizable Evil Dead cabin in the woods, and inside of that they find an audio tape and a book left by the preceding tenants, so to speak. Now, inside of that, they find... Well, they play the audio tape, and what they eventually find out is the audio tape has unleashed the spirits of the Necronomicon. Everyone starts dying. Ash is a complete coward at this point. This is way out of his depth. He has no idea what's going on. He has very little idea of what to do. And that then takes us to the 1987 movie, 6 years later, Evil Dead 2, which is the one that I am personally most familiar with, and is the one that I personally prefer the most. And that is... It starts out with a recap of Ash's story. It follows on pretty much directly from that. So there's a recap, and then Ash is briefly possessed by a deadite, and then 4 newcomers arrive. That's 2 hillbillies, basically. That's probably a bit mean to them, but they're basically hillbillies. And two students who are sort of associates of the researcher from the previous movie who caused the release of the Necronomicon spirits, the Deadites. That was made for $3.6 million, and it establishes many of Ash's now typical and commonly recognized traits, such as his phrase groovy and his chainsaw hand, And it also shows him to be significantly more capable and bold. At times he is just simply brought to laughter by half of the stuff that's happening to him. He is very happy to make fun of the Deadites whenever he gets one over on them, despite the fact that he does indeed get possessed by them at one point. Well, 2 points actually, including the initial piece. If you haven't seen that movie, I would say you can do okay by just watching that movie. If you haven't watched any part of the Evil Dead franchise, Evil Dead 2 I would say is the one you should go for. But granted, it's the one I'm personally most familiar with, so your mileage may vary a little bit. And that then brings us to Army of Darkness, which... this is going to be a tricky one to describe. Was released in 1992. I was 2 years old when that was born. Please don't do the math on that, you'll make me feel old anyway. And it departed tremendously. It followed on, still, from the original Evil Dead. From Evil Dead 2. But it was set in a sort of time travel meets medieval magic sort of scenario, wherein we have Ash from the previous film being sucked into a portal, which sends him back to sort of Crusades Middle East, where he is mistaken for a character that was previously mentioned in the course of Evil Dead 2 as being the savior from the sky. Someone who was destined to appear and save the world from the Deadites and all sorts. No, you don't go like that at all, do you? There you are. Good. And then... he replaces his iconic, at this point, chainsaw hand for a stupidly complex and sophisticated prosthetic hand, and all sorts happens. He gets split off from his evil side, Bad Ash, and many things happen. Ooh, I need one more piece of oak wood there, don't I? There we go, make a T shape. There we go. T for table. Okay, that's looking better. We're getting some nice decor around here now. And more importantly, I'm getting some storage space. So let's... do I have much in the way of... I have migmatite. I wonder if I can break that into a cobblestone form. Yes, I can. Great. Now, hopefully I can make what I'm planning on making here of this. So... It diverts a lot, and it goes a lot more into the comedic section of affairs than it did the horror section, even though there's still quite a few decent horror sections inside of the Evil Dead 3 Army of Darkness. Do I have any more tools? There we go. Oh yes, by the way, I also have made the Carpenter's Chisel and the Carpenter's Hammer, so we'll be able to tool up a little bit more what these trees are, what these doors are. Oh, I need to find a pine tree at some point to cut down, because I want these blend in way too well, and I kind of need them to stand out a little bit more. Same with this front door, needs a bit more work. But we do actually have storage, so let me chuck some items here. Any more food items I should chuck in here? I have some barley flour, let's chuck that over there. Wonderful. And we'll use out here his storage for other items, like dirt and whatnot. What I am just thinking is I don't have any redstone yet. Because I haven't actually gotten an iron tool. I got 22 iron and there's another 46 of it in here. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Just waiting to smelt up, but looking quite good so far in our resource department. We're still kind of more or less in a fairly vanilla state at the moment, even though we've got these couple of mod blocks that we're kind of playing with. Oak shelves, by the way, and, well, shelves, tables, and stuff are Bibliocraft, essentially the furniture mod. But yeah, we're sort of still very much in vanilla, so I haven't really ventured down to most of the items that we can potentially build. Let's put a spider right back up there. Not using that much, am I? Okay, and yeah, we can access it. Wonderful. So these are our kitchen shelves now. We've got those installed. Then we've got our kitchen table. I kind of need to I want to make an oven for there. I know there is one that's around here. Which is oven? Let's see, 3, 6, plus 5. That would be 14 iron. Oh, we can afford that. Let's make a witch's oven. Okay, and like that. Oh, there goes Jamie. Okay, Witch's Oven from Witchery. Ooh, that looks lovely. I have almost no idea what this is for. Okay. Oh yes, and we have this Chocopedia. Let's stick that around here. Stick it in the book in the bookshelf, yeah, a shelf or something. There we go. I still have. I also found some osmium. I know osmium from my Vault series, my Vault streams, but we don't really have much to do with it right now. Although I might use it as some kind of power supply later, assuming I can actually hook it up to anything around here. Although actually, that brings a good question. If I'm building Evil Dead, I can make a chainsaw, but it requires electrical power instead of fuel. I'll have to look into that at some point. I don't know if we can actually make these charged. Power unit, that's a new one. Electric motor, uninterlated copper cable, iron item casing. Wow, that's different. That's very different. Is there anything left in here? There is tin dust. Now, interesting enough is this is the grindstone from Blood Energy Sticks, which, as I say, is a hand-powered macerator. You have the two blocks here. You have to make the grindstone itself and the wooden crank. You make that from 5 sticks in sort of like a 90-degree angle kind of thing, and this will occasionally break. So you can just sit here, as I kind of did, and just spam the right click until everything is done, but eventually you'll have to replace the wooden crank. And I actually still need a bow of some kind. Got to see about that later. I don't have any chests at all. Right, well, let's solve that. For just sort of random stuff that I need. With a little bit of cheeky hiding. So let's see, there is a carpenter's hatch. And I'm going to need a bit more than that. At least 2, I'd say. Okay, 2 carpenter's hatches. And there isn't much going on in here right this very moment. I think these 2 blocks should be safe. So let's break this. And we'll put a chest down here, double chest. And then we can hide some storage where it's not going to interfere with the decor at all. There we go, and we can still climb out of here if we happen to fall in. Perfect. Okay, so yes, we can do that. Thanks, Meg. That is, I believe that's part of inventory tweaks. It's space click and it takes your entire inventory and deposits it. So, yep, there we go. Nice handy bit of storage. And meanwhile, I've got some items on display. I need to put a fireplace here and some chairs around a bunch of different places, but we don't have some shears yet. So for me to go and get some wool. I have seen some sheep roaming around. Oop, nope. There we go. Okay. So I believe I saw some sheep back here. So yeah, getting back to the topic. Iron ore bush I found while I was caving. That is a bunch of nastiness over there. Oh dear. Alright, well there was a sheep around. Ooh, yeah, allberry bushes hurt when you walk in. There you are. And that is a creeper. And whatever mod it is that turns off the FOV change, field of view, oh, that is a mana creeper, I believe. And they have a very different way of dying to their friends. See like that? And then if you're close enough, that blast actually hurts you. I don't know what those things are, but they seem to be prolific. Okay, that's free, so now I can actually show off something fun. Because I'm going to need more wool to make things like chairs and stuff, but I want to make a bed. And there is a very cool little bed inside of Carpentry, which I really want to show off. So let's see. And 1 key. Oh, no, that's the iron. Okay, and like that, gets us that, gets us that, gets us a carpenter's bed. Now, Carpentry very much focuses on having a whole ton of customizable blocks like that. So, if we do this, we get this, and you can see it has the same texture on the sides as this untextured door. What we can also do, if we have our carpenter's hammer, is we can change the way that this looks. So, let me just see. There we go. That looks pretty sweet. And let's also change the... make it mine. Change the way that the main body looks. So I've got a little bit of stone here. Okay, so like that. And like that. Looks pretty much like an iron bed, which is what was actually present in the Evil Dead 2 bedroom. Oh, I'm not sure if this is the original actual orientation, but anyways. So now we have a fully functional bed that looks pretty swanky. And there's a few more different versions that you can go through, but this actually has durability on it. Oh, and there's Nipty, our soon-to-be army man. And meanwhile, we can change the look of some of these as well. So we get the full glass door. We can get a full wooden door, which is probably what most of them are going to be around here. And we can even change the look of the barrier that we have out here, which is good, so I can make it look all the better and more appropriate to its mesh style. Also, this is a really fantastic way of hiding things. If people aren't looking around carefully and paying attention to where they'll completely phase over that. Where did I put the cobble? Is that it? Yes, it is, and it's actually a little bit too... too little cobble. May have to change that later. And let's change this. Yeah, we can have a nice little screen door there. We can have full glass. That's very nice. We can hide it completely, which is really cool. And we can also change how it behaves by holding shift. So now it behaves like an iron door. No one can open it except from the inside where we have that pressure plate. We can make it like a wooden door, and we can also do the same thing with the carpenter's pressure plates. So only activates for monsters, only activates for animals, activates for everything. That includes us. And I think that also includes entities, yeah, items. So I can also have it only activate for players. So for example, I can have this whole place sealed off by making all of these pressure plates into carpenter's pressure plates and having them only trigger for players. Fantastic little thing. Okay, and this needs to be changed. That needs to be changed. This isn't the strange little corridor thing, and this isn't the bathroom, so that definitely needs to be changed. Okay. So the place is shaping up quite nicely. We may go on a bit of a mining trip next time, because I'm going to need some redstone to finish up the kitchen in here. And then I think we get to start on a very interesting little piece, because our main thing now is using Carpentry. You can, let's see if I bring it up here. If we put these down on the ground, actually I can show it off quite happily. You've got these carpenter's slopes, stairs, barrier, gate, block. The carpenter's block is the main thing, but then there's also the carpenter's collapsible block. That is sort of an upgraded version of these. So if I do that, it turns into a half slab. I can also have it turn into half slabs facing whatever direction I want, more or less. But we only have those two steps. The collapsible block has many different steps for all of its corners. So you can make slopes facing any way you want, and you can also make them like at the corners of things. So we're going to be using those to actually color up our roof logs, because this is meant to be a log cabin. And otherwise, I am going to get prepared to go on a bit of a dangerous mission underground. So with that, I shall catch you all next time. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to leave a like and or a favorite. Follow me on Twitter and subscribe to be notified of future updates. You can also check out the website where most other content is uploaded. That's all for now. Catch you later.